All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're live. We're live. We do it live. We do it live. All right, dope, dope. So today we're gonna talk about scaling, how to scale the car rental business from 1 to 10 cars. I'm gonna specifically give you all the game on how we're gonna take the business to 10 cars. And there's three main ways that we can really do this. You know what I'm saying? There's three main ways that we can really scale the business. So, this YouTube channel, we're really trying to show y'all, I'm really trying to show y'all how to build a real business, outside of just, doing some Turo hustles, outside of all the Turo stuff, trying to show y'all how to build like a real car rental business because building a real business is what can change your life. Hustles, side hustles, and all these things, they're not really going to change your life. Um, you don't want to give up control of your money when it comes to the business. So in this video, in this live, really, I'm gonna show y'all how to really go from 1 to 10 cars. There's three main ways to do this, and you can do this in like 2 months. You can do this in 2 months if you follow what I'm about to show y'all today. So just before we get into the video, go ahead, hit the like button. Hit the like on the video. I'll do the Q&A at the end. So I'll answer all the questions at the end of the video. Without any further delay, let's get right into the video. So today we're going to talk about how to go from 1 to 10 cars in 6 months. I made a video specifically on, how many cars do you actually need to quit your 9 to 5, right? That's the goal. That's the goal because once you can leave your 9 to 5, you can free up all your time and invest it into this business and then scale it to your dream life. It's going to be very difficult to run a business like this part-time. You can do it part-time, but once you're at scale, you're going to need all of your time, and you want to give all of your time because that's how you can really take this thing to the next level. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to give you all three main ways to do that. I'm gonna get right started. Drop your questions in the comments. I'll get to the questions at the end. So the three main ways to scale: you have cash, you have joint ventures, and you have credit. All right. So these are the three main ways. All of these are unique in their own ways. So, for example, if you have cash, if you don't want to use credit, or if you can't use credit, you can use cash. If you don't have credit or cash, you can use joint venture. So really, you don't need credit, you don't need cash, you just need hustle. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that, how to build that hustle, and do it in whichever way that works for you. So starting with cash, right? Scaling with cash. Obviously, this is pretty straightforward. This one's pretty simple. Either you have the cash that you're going to take the money that you have and go buy cars. Now, the main way I tell y'all to buy cars is to buy the cars under $5,000, each economy car under $5,000. That way you can, make your money back in 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months at the maximum. So that's the goal here. So when you're buying with cash, you want to maximize your cash. So if you have 10K, you should be buying 2 cars. If you have 15K, you should be buying 3 cars. If you have 20K, you should be buying 4 cars. So maximize the cash. Now, when you're buying the cars, you can find these cars on three main places. Number one is Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is a good place to find cars. You just need to make sure you have a good process so that when you go, you know what you're doing. So the first thing you want to do is you want to be able to run the VIN number. There's a website called Go Off Road. Go Off Road allows you. It's like literally like $2-3. You can run the VIN number and get the Carfax and auto check. So make sure you run the VIN number. You want to take an OBD scanner. An OBD scanner where you can scan one that can bypass if they cleared the codes on the dashboard. So you want to take an OBD scanner like that, and they're usually pretty cheap. You can get, I think I bought mine at Walmart for like less than $100. So you want to take that. And if you have the resources, you can take a mobile mechanic. They typically will charge you anywhere from like $100 to $200 for a pre-purchase inspection. They'll go there, they'll do a full body inspection of the vehicle. If you want, that security, you can take a mechanic. Now, you're buying the cars cheap. Some of these cars are just gonna have there's gonna be something wrong with the car. You just want to make sure whatever is wrong with the car is not gonna cost you a lot of money. And then you want to buy cars that are reliable. So you're looking at like Toyotas, Hondas, Those are going to be the two best brands to buy. And then, Ford Fusions are pretty good, but you have to buy the 2.5 liter. So buying with cash is pretty straightforward. You have the cash, you go buy. Now, let's say you don't have the cash. Now you can go through joint venture deals. Joint venture deals are awesome because they don't require cash, they don't require credit. So the way you do this is you need to be able to sit down and put together some kind of offer, right? So for example, if I came to you right now, I came to you on this live right now, and I said, hey, I see that you have a car. Maybe the car is sitting, maybe they don't use the car as much. This is how much we can make with your car. We can do, $1,200, $1,400, $1,600 a month. Would you be interested in splitting that? And then see their answer, see whatever objective they give you, and then you can overcome those objectives. What about the first question to ask you is what about insurance? Well, we have the insurance game. We have the operational knowledge to make money with these cars. So you can do this. Now, in order for you to find JV partners, you can use social media. You can find people in Facebook groups. I use Facebook groups all the time. This is free game for y'all. You can go into like these Toro Host Facebook groups, and then or Hire Car. That's a really good one because a lot of the people that are in the Hire Car Facebook groups, Hire Car went out of business. So you can find them there and then pitch them. Hey, Hire Cars went out of business. You have a plan for your cars. Hey, and then see what they say. Boom. You want to engage the conversation first and then offer them a solution. So when it comes to JV deals, you're just offering a solution to the right client. Another good place to find JV deals is people that buy cars. They buy and sell cars. So like independent dealers, if you can find them, you can probably find them on Facebook Marketplace. If you're looking for cars to buy, a lot of these people that sell cars on Facebook Marketplace, they're independent dealers. You can say, hey, I'll partner up with you. How much? If they bought the car, think about it. They bought the car for, let's say, $5,000. They can make $5,000 back in 6 months. They can make 100% of their money back and then sell the car for $5,000. So, I mean, you're offering a solution. So that's what JV deals is about. It's about offering a solution. And the way you can really scale the JV deals is you need to do a certain amount of outreach every single day. So you want to send 10 DMs, 20 DMs, 30 DMs, however aggressive you want to be with it to, Facebook groups, people in Facebook groups. You can use Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to use. I think, in my opinion, Facebook and Instagram are going to be like the greatest assets here because you can do DMs easily. And if you have a good setup profile, it's easy for them to just click on your profile and see who you are. And they'll be able to establish credibility that way. I've actually gotten a couple of JV deals from Facebook, and a couple of people that are independent dealers. So really, if you don't have the credit or the cash, get the hustle, man. You need the hustle. You need one of them: credit, cash, or hustle. So that's what this is all about: credit, cash, or hustle. Now, the credit. Now, I love the credit game. The credit game is amazing. If you understand credit, you can really, really put fuel to the fire. And I've spent a lot of time and resources understanding the credit game. So this live I'm going to go in depth on the credit game. So that's why I started with the cash and the JV. So if you don't have credit, you don't have cash, JV. If you have cash, JV. But if you don't have either of those and you want to do credit, there's a lot of advantages. So we can talk about credit. So there's two ways you can go with the credit game. All right. So you have personal and business credit, and then you can combine them both, and then you can get something amazing. So starting with personal credit. Now, the basics of this is you want to be able to look at what your credit score is and what's on your profile. That's the most important part. That's the number one first step. So if you don't know where your credit score is right now, go on any one of these sites: Experian.com, myfico.com, myscoreiq.com, identityiq.com, and sign up for them. Look at what your credit score is. Once you understand what your credit score is, it becomes easy for you to know what to do next. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do next, but you need to know what's going on with your credit. Too many people, and I work in the financial space also, and too many people just don't know their credit. They don't even know what their score is, and that's not good. You need to understand, because credit is it's a life-changing opportunity, and credit changed my life. So you need to understand credit. So first, monitor your credit. Boom. Now, this is where you want to be, right? This is where you want to be in your credit. You want to have 100% payment history in the last 2 years. it's important to know it's the last 2 years because a lot of people get discouraged. They're like, oh man, like I have a late payment from 2021, 2020, right? That doesn't hurt. After 2 years, it doesn't hurt you anymore. So in the last 2 years is the most important. You want to have a good utilization rate. Don't be maxing out your personal cards. You want to stay below 30%. That's the minimum. And obviously below 6 is good. Most people are not going to be below 6, but you can easily be below 30%. No derogatory marks. That means collections, bankruptcies. You should be removing these anyway. If you have collections and bankruptcies, remove them. Remove them. Use credit repair and remove them. And you need a minimum of 3 years of credit history. This one is kind of you can work around it, right? Because you have things like trade lines that you can get, authorized user lines to really boost your credit history. You need at least 5 accounts. I've been able to get people access to funding with like 3 accounts. So 5 accounts is optimal. If you have less, that's fine. We can work around it. And then less than 3 inquiries in the last 12 months. And you can remove inquiries as well. So I'm presenting this to y'all because first, so just so you understand, right? I'm showing you how to make money first. I'm showing you how to take no money to make money. And then I'm showing you the credit. The credit is just a fuel on the fire. Most people that fuck up their credit is because they don't have any way to make money with the credit. So I show you how to make money, and then I show you how to pour fuel on the fire and really like go crazy with it. All right. So what does personal credit actually get you? And this is the fun part about credit. You have personal loans, personal lines of credits, and personal credit cards. So that's what you can get on the personal side. So starting with personal loans. Personal loans are cash, right? So with personal loans, if you get approved for a personal loan, they literally put cash in your bank account. I don't know if you're that's for me, the first time that happened, I was like, oh, this is really crazy. They'll really put $50,000 in your bank account. Like they'll really just drop it in there. Next day, 24 hours, 48 hours, you're gonna get 50. If you get $50,000 in your credit card, like most people don't understand that. If you try to save 50K, how many years would that take you? 10 years? 20 years? Most people never even save 50K in their entire life, but you set up your credit the right way, you can get $50,000 dropped in your bank account from one bank. From one bank. All right, and I gave you a list here. So let's go through them. Patelco, you can do a pre-qualification. All of these personal loans are pre-qualification. What a pre-qualification is that you do the application, typically online, and they'll tell you without pulling your credit if you're gonna get approved or not. So it's basically a free hit. So you're gonna get no hard inquiry, and they'll tell you whether you're approved or not. If they approve you, then you can go on and get the money, and then they pull your credit. So personal loans are amazing because you can do pre-qualification. So you can do it at Patelco, you can do it at SoFi, you can do it at PenFed, you can do it at Dover Federal Credit Union, and then Key Point Federal Credit Union. If you and you can stack them. All right. So think about it for a second, because like I said, I love this game. I freaking love credit because credit is like a game changer. Credit is life changing. Think about it. You can stack these. So if you pick up 3 $50,000 loans, that's 150K. That's only 3 banks. And most people don't know. So in the United States alone, there's over 4,000 banks. It's like 4,400 something. That's just banks. And there's over 4,000 credit unions. So over 8,000 financial institutions across the entire country. And new ones get added every single day. There is no limit to how much money you can get when it comes to credit. As long as you know how to turn $1 into 2, you're set. Like you're set for life. And that's what car rentals allows us to be able to turn $1 into 2. So you understand how to turn $1 into 2. Now you can go and pour fuel on the fire. And with credit, you have different tiers, like different stacks. So the personal loans, that's just one tier. That's just one stack. And then you have personal lines of credit. So these institutions will give you a personal line of credit. A personal line of credit is similar to like a credit card. It's a revolving line. And essentially you only pay for what you use. So Service Credit Union will give you a $50,000 line of credit. They'll give you $50,000 line of credit. That's crazy. You have Apple Federal Credit Union. They'll give you a $50,000 line of credit. You have Huntington Bank, $100,000 line of credit. You have NASA. They'll give you up to 30K, and then you have Interior Federal, and they'll give you up to 15K. Again, so you can stack the loans and you can stack the lines of credit. This is how people build franchises, because what they do is they stack them. They stack them, and then they can go open locations. You know that if you know that if I go to another location, I can buy X amount of cars and do X amount every single month. Boom. Now you're building a franchise. Credit is the next level. All right. So you can stack lines of credits on top of personal loans, on top of personal credit cards. Here are some of the banks that will give you personal credit cards. You have Truist. They'll give you 4 cards with 1 inquiry. Amex, 4 cards, 1 inquiry. Christian Credit Union, Christian Community Credit Union. They give you 3 products, 1 inquiry. You have Justice, FCU, 3 cards, 1 inquiry. And then you have Langley. They'll do a pre-qualification so you can see if you get the card before you get a hard pull. Credit is amazing. And this is only the personal credit. This is only the personal credit. Now, what do you need? What do you need, right? So here's the basic requirements. You need at least a 700 credit score. That's optimal. And then back to what I showed you, you need to have, 100% payment history, 30% below 30% utilization, 0 derogatory marks, minimum 3 years of credit history, at least 5 accounts. All right, and then less than 3 inquiries. Now, most of these can be manipulated. Everything here we can work around. Just make sure you're doing well with your payment history. So credit is life-changing. All right, and I got a special offer at the end of this call for you guys. All right, so like credit is crazy. Credit goes crazy. So now you need a plan. All right, so I'm not just giving you, this is like giving you ammunition and then tell you to go into the battlefield. You need to have a plan. You need to have something you're hitting. All right, so remember, the entire purpose of this live is that I'm showing you how to go from 1 to 10 cars. I'm not showing you how to go from 0 to 10 cars. I'm showing you how to go from 1. That's the reason why I use that number 1, because you need to understand how to make the money in the business first. So you need to understand how to start with 1. If you can make money with 1, you can make money with 10. So that's the plan. We're looking at, okay, I have 1 car. I can start with my personal car. Can you go without your personal car for a couple of weeks? Let's say, can you go without your personal car for a week and see if you can make money in renting out your car? Boom, I can do that. All right, cool. Now you have the foundation. You can turn $1 into 2. That's it. Now you have the foundation to put fuel on the fire. You don't need cash. You don't even need credit. You can scale it. Get creative. Right? I'm showing you guys cars, credit, and creativity. That's what this is about. Boom. Now it's about to get crazy. It's halftime now. Now it's about to get crazy. I'm about to show y'all business credit. This is the big boy. This is the big dogs. All right. So this is you about it. Business credit is playing in the big dog field. Same thing. You need to be able to monitor and track your business credit. The number 1 site for that is nav.com. So nav.com, you can track your Experian and Equifax for business, and you can connect to Dun & Bradstreet, which is the other one. So you're gonna also have a business credit, very similar to a personal credit, and all the trades, all the accounts, all the cards and stuff that you pick up on the business side, they'll report. You have good payment history, it will report. You have bad payment history, it will report. And then what Dun & Bradstreet is for? Dun & Bradstreet is for business vendor lines. So it generates a PAYDEX score. So PAYDEX score primarily are for like business only lines. So you have things like Uline, you have things like can't remember the top of my head. You have Uline, you have I'm blanking. But you have business trades. All right. So business Granger is another good one. Business trades that they give you business cards that you can use at those specific stores. Home Depot also has one. And it's EIN only, so they don't pull your personal credit. You can go pick up these things, these store cards. Essentially, Amazon also has one. They have these store cards for business only. You can apply for it using your LLC information, get approved for it, use it, and it reports to Dun & Bradstreet as a paydex score. All right, these are like net 30. So you have to make the full payments in 30 days. They're not like regular credit cards. So once you have the monitoring, you have your Dun & Bradstreet set up, boom. Now you got to set up your business. You got to do this properly. And a lot of people do this improperly. So the number one thing you need is a business address. When you go to your Secretary of State and you're filing for your LLC, and I'm sure some of y'all in here have already done it. When you go file for your LLC and they're asking you your address, your business address, your business phone number, and you're putting your home address and you're putting your personal phone number, that's all well and good. But if you go to a bank and they ask you for your articles of organization and they see your personal information on there, they're not going to think you're a serious business. It's all about perception, right? The bank is going to be more likely to give you money if they see you as a serious business. So the number one thing you need to have is a business address. And a lot of people use virtual addresses. So you have places like Regis, you can use a virtual address. Just make sure that when you get the actual address and you put it in Google, it links to some kind of commercial building. That's the most important part. Because if it doesn't, if it links to like a PO box or, like a street, the banks, they're gonna Google you. When you go apply for stuff, they will Google your business, they'll Google your business address, and they'll Google your, they'll see if you're online, if you're on social media, they do that. So just make sure that you have things set up properly with your business address, your business phone number, your business website. You have a business email, and you list your business. So the business listings will be like Yelp, setting up a Google panel. All right, so setting up an Instagram and Facebook account, show that you're online, show that you're active, that you're a legit business, that you are more likely to pay them back. That's how they see it. You want to look as clean as possible. When you go to the bank, wear a suit and tie, look professional, talk professional. Play the game, guys. You play the game. Think about it like a game. And you're trying to accumulate points. The more points you get, the more money you make. So play the game. It's important that you understand that you're playing a game and you play the game. All right. So once you have things structured properly, now you can get in. Now you can get some money. All right. So now we can go pick up some dough. So business credit cards. Oh man, business credit cards. You have Amex. Amex gives you 6 cards per LLC. You can get up to $25,000 per card. Who's good at math in here? How much money is that total? Was that 150K? Something like that? That's crazy. 150K per LLC. Wells Fargo, they have a Signify card. They give you 0% interest for 9 months. There's a whole bunch of banks that do this. I just gave y'all 3. In fact, I gave y'all 3 that most people don't talk about because everybody talks about Chase. And I'm showing y'all that it doesn't just end there. It doesn't just end at Chase. You have Synovus. They give you 3 business cards with 1 inquiry. Even if you get 10K per card, you have $30,000. You can take and go crazy. Business credit goes deep. Business credit cards are like the surface level. Like this is like entry level. Think about it like an entry level job, like a receptionist. When you walk in, that's the first thing you see. Boom. Now what do we see next? We have business lines of credit. You can go stack. So let me get this straight. I can take my personal credit. I can go get personal loans. I can stack. Let's say I only stack 3 of them. Let's say I'm not greedy. Let's say I'm like, all right, I only want 3. I get 3, $50,000 each. That's 150K. Then I say, all right, I want some personal cards. Let's say I go get 3 again. I only want $10,000 on each card. That's 30K. That's 180K. Let's say I'm gonna get 1 line of credit. Just 1. All right, I'll take 20,000. So that's 200K on my personal side. I'm like, all right, cool. I have $200,000. Now let's go to the business side. Business side. All right, cool. Business credit cards. I'll take 100K. 100K. What am I at? 300,000. And then there's business lines of credit. I can stack these two. I can get two of them, 50K each, 100,000. I'm at $400,000. Credit is amazing. You can end up with $500,000 in credit, and then tell me where's the limit. 10 cars, you can go 50 cars, you can go 100 cars. All right. So you have U.S. Bank, they give you $50,000 business line of credit, no docs. You have First Citizens, up to 50K, no docs. You have First Horizons, up to 100K, business line of credit. Now, there is some caveat on the business side. When you're getting into the lines of credits and the loans, unless it's specifically no docs like the first two, they will ask you for bank statements. Sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 6 months. But remember, we're already making money. So we're gonna have bank statements. Even if we have, let's say, one car and we're doing $1,500 a month, we still have bank statements. You'll get some money with that. All right. So learn how to make the money. Learn how to take $1 to $2. Then learn how to put fuel to the fire. Then we really go crazy. All right, so that's what I'm teaching you, how to go from 1 to 10 cars. Now, what I'm teaching you can take you to 100 cars. You can take you to 200 cars. But the point is, if you have things structured correctly, there's no limit. So now we can talk about business lines of credit. So I want you all to know something, right? This is what I do. If you need help scaling your business, I'm going to drop a link to the comments after I read y'all's questions. So now is the time for y'all to drop all your questions. I know some of y'all have questions for me. So go ahead and drop your questions. I'll drop a link. It's a free strategy call. I do these all the time. I sit down with people. We have free calls. We look at your credit, right? We help you clean your credit, what you need to do. We look at your business. How do you want to scale? Are you looking to do cash? Are you looking to do JV? Are you looking to do credit? If you want to go get access to some credit, I help you get access to the credit. All right. The strategy call is free. I don't charge anything up front. I believe in value first. So I'll do the work up front, and I charge on the back end. I charge a 10% on the back end, but I don't charge anything up front. So if I don't get you the money, I don't get nothing. So I have the incentive to do the work, and you get more as a result. So that's it. I'm not gonna pitch anymore. I'll let you all drop your comments. This live, I really go live for you guys. So I know there's a few of y'all in here that just came in. So go ahead. We just talked about how to scale from 1 car to 10 cars. And I broke down these are the 3 main ways to scale. You can do cash, you can do JV, and you can use credit. All right. And I went through how crazy credit can get. Obviously, cash is pretty straightforward. JV is about hustle. So if you don't have cash or credit, let's get to hustling. Start sending DMs. Use Facebook groups to find people on Facebook Marketplace that that have access to cars that you can use. All right, so that's the main thing here. So y'all drop your questions. I'll go ahead and read each question. My guy CJ said, "Who do you use for insurance? Can't use GMI. Trying to start with 5 cars to give me more insurance options." Yeah, so you have a couple. You can use ABI. ABI is one. I'm assuming GMI said no to you because of your state. So you can let me know what state you're in. But ABI is one option. And then you also have Romley. Romley's another option. And I think you only need 3 cars for Romley. So I would definitely reach out to them. I use them. And depending on your state, you should be okay. But remember, for commercial insurance, we're using commercial insurance for compliance. And when your customers come to pick up your cars, you upsell them Bonza or SureApp, or they have their own full coverage insurance. So, but that's a good question. Talia Lewis says, "What about insurance? I have 2 cars. I have my own personal insurance on them, but how about when they drive? How to make sure they're insured?" Yeah. So when they come pick up your cars, one of 2 things need to be happening. They either need full coverage, personal insurance that you have to verify. So the way you have to verify it is you have to call the insurance company. So Google their customer service line, call them and say, hey, my name is Talia. I have your customer here looking to rent a car. I wanted to verify their full coverage policy. Now the rep will go through, with you the information they need, and then they'll verify it for you. Or if they don't have insurance at all, you go on website called Bonza. Let me see if I can share my screen here, and then so y'all can see. Give me 1 second. But you go on. There's a couple of websites you can use. Bonza is one of them. Bonza is great. They're car rental friendly. Now Bonza is going to be a bit pricey. So if they don't have insurance, you can charge it to them. You can say, hey, I need you to go get insurance here. So this is Bonza, and they're in all 50 states. So you can have them go to Bonza, start date, and this is specifically for car rental protection, right? They're a third party. And then let me go through this real quick. So let's say Alabama. Let's say they were picking your car up on a Friday, returning it on a Monday. They're returning it back to the same place. You want to get CDW, collision damage waiver. It's $26. So for the entire 3 days, it's $80. All right, and then you go check out. So that's the way you would do it. And then there's also rental cover. Rental cover. This is the other one. Same thing here. I think they're a bit cheaper. So I see your follow-up question. You said, what about long-term, 2 to 6 months? If they want the car for that long, it's going to be cheaper for them to get full coverage insurance. So one of the things you can do is you can have them go pick up full coverage insurance and then give them your car's VIN number. Now, you want control of that situation. So when you give them the VIN number, you say, hey, I need you to go get full coverage insurance. I need you to add my email address as additional interest. So that way, if they cancel the policy, you get an email. So you give them your email address with your VIN number, and they have to add it as additional interest. When they activate the policy, you get an email. So for long term like that, you can do that. But what I would recommend is that you do it weekly. So if they want the car, let's say they want a car for 2 months, you tell them, cool, happy to give you the car for 2 months. You have to pay weekly. So every week they have to pay you. Now, because here's the thing with the car rental game, and this is very common. People will say, I want your car for 2-3 months, whatever. But then when it comes down to it, they're not paying you. If they pay you for 1 week, you can't really just allow them to use the car without paying you. So charge them weekly, and then you can use rental cover or Bonza to pay every week. So that's what I would suggest. CJ says you can't use in VA. Yeah, GMI. Yeah. So one of my guys is in VA as well. He's in Richmond, and yeah, you can't use GMI in Virginia. So Romley or rental cover. All right. So Talia. Okay, cool. I entered that. Yeah. So that for the insurance question, I know insurance is like a pretty popular question when it comes to the car rental stuff. Just make sure that you have layers of insurance. So you have the first layer, which would be for compliance, which can be personal or commercial, and then make sure that they have insurance in one way or another. You need at least 2 layers of insurance. They should come in with their own insurance. If they don't, they should be getting rental cover or Bonza. All right, so don't just let anyone pick up your car without insurance. You want to make sure you're protecting your assets. So that's the most important. But good questions. I see a couple people join. Go ahead and drop your questions in the comments. We're doing Q&A right now. But we just talked about how to go from 1 to 10 cars. I dropped some information on cash, using cash to buy cars. Pretty straightforward. Using JV deals, very important that if you don't have the cash or the credit, that you have the hustle. You should be sending people DMs every single day. A lot of people have cars. A lot of I'll tell you a little something, right? So a lot of people right now are struggling to make their car payments. They're actually struggling. So you can offer a solution, right? You know how to make money. Once you know how to make money, you know how to solve a problem. You can offer car rentals as a solution to these people that are. It might be people you know. It might be friends. It might be family members. It might be strangers. It, you say, hey, I can help you make your car note, right? I can even if you can rent the car out, make $1,000 and they get an extra $500. That can help someone. $500 is a lot of money. The average, think about it, guys. The average American doesn't have $1,000 in their bank account. So if you once you're in business side of things, you're offering solutions to the market. So you just need to find the market. You have the solution already. Go find the market. And one of the things I love is that you can go on Facebook. You can go on Facebook, go to the Facebook groups, literally find the people that were renting their cars on HireCar. There's HireCar Facebook groups. HireCar just went out of business. All right, so you just go, you send them DMs. Hey, do you have a plan to rent your car? I do private rentals, and then talk them into the solution. If they were already renting out cars, they're probably freaking out because HireCar has gone out. So offer them a solution. CJ said, how are you getting customers approved with Uber? Yeah, good question. So with Uber, there's three main things Uber requires: registration, they require inspection, and then they require insurance. So once you have somebody that's interested in renting your car for Uber, you get them the registration and the inspection. And then for the insurance, once you purchase this, you want to get them an ID card. So you can use a template to create an ID card, put the insurance information you purchased from Rental Cover Bonza, or if they're renting for long term and they put their go get insurance with your VIN number, they'll get an ID card and then they upload it. So that's the three main things they need. So you need to provide that to them, right? Communicate that, hey, I can get you approved for Uber. I can get you approved for Lyft. I can get you approved for all three, Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash. They can make money three ways all the time, because one of the things that, so people don't realize that a lot of people that drive for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, they rent cars. Like, they do. Most of the time they rent directly from Uber, they rent directly from Lyft, or they rent directly from whatever other platform. But when they do that, they can only drive for that specific platform. So, like, for example, if somebody rents a car from Uber, they can only drive for Uber. That means if Uber is slow, they're kind of screwed. And that happens. Every app has slow periods. Every app will have slow periods. But you're an independent car rental company. They can take your cars and they can go drive for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all of them. So if Uber is slow, they can switch to Lyft. If Lyft is slow, they can switch to DoorDash. They can switch to Uber Eats. There's a whole bunch of platforms. Roadie, right? There's package deliveries. Amazon Flex. Like, they have unlimited amount of ways to make money with your car. So you sell that. You sell that. All right, that was a good question, actually. Not many people ask that question. So I'm assuming, CJ, that you're already renting out cars and you've probably hit that roadblock. Because typically people who ask that, they're like, oh, damn, my customer came. I'm not sure how to get him I'm not sure how to get him approved. So, yeah. But, scaling this thing, they won't take Bonza CDW. Have you successfully modified Romley insurance card with driver as authorized user? You can do that. Yeah, they're not gonna take CDW. They're not gonna take that. You could take the Romley insurance card and then just edit and add the driver, because you can add the driver on your Romley policy. But even if you do that, like, I don't want to, like, I'm gonna say this again, just so you don't make that mistake. Even if you add them to your Romley policy, still get them Bonza, still get them rental cover, still do it. But you can add them to your Romley as a driver, and then you can take their ID card for that specific car and then put their name on there. But you need to, like, take it for that specific. So normally gives you like an ID card for each car. So you need to take that specific car and then make sure that their name, their address, and then the car's information is on there, and then the coverage dates. But once again, I'll say it again, just because I don't. So the main thing is when it comes to the insurance, because I used to work at State Farm, and the main thing with insurance is you need to understand that like the insurance hates paying out claims. That's why they hike your premiums as soon as you file. They hate it because insurance companies, they spend a lot of money on people who sit down and do a whole bunch of math to figure out the likelihood of like an accident happening. Like they do that. So the more accidents that happen, the less money they make, the less profitable they are. And they're a private business. This is not a government entity. This is a private business. They're in the business of making money like we are. So if they're taking on too many claims, they'll just increase the price. So that's why I don't want you guys filing any claims on your policy, whether personal or commercial, because that hurts you. Go get Bonza, or the customer should have their own policy, and then they should, if they crash your car, they should pay for it, or their insurance should pay for it. They should feel the pain, not you. So it's called it's a form of risk mitigation, where you're transferring the risk from yourself to the customer. That way you're not hurting yourself, because especially if you're at scale, like if you're saying, okay, I'm going to run this business at scale. Well, if you have, let's say you have 20 cars, you could have, and this has happened to me, you can have 3 accidents in a month. You don't want to file those. You're definitely getting dropped. So make sure that your cars are protected by transferring the risk. Transferring the risk to either the customer insurance company, transfer it to Bonza. They say they'll take on the risk, so transfer it to them. And Bonza is really good, by the way. I think they have a $1,000 deductible, but Bonza is really good. Bonza is car rental friendly. The customer can even put their email address and then the car rental company's email address. So if they buy the policy, you will get a confirmation. That way you don't even have to buy the policy. The other one, like rental cover, I typically will buy the rental cover policy because there's no way for me to know. Like the customer can present you with documents, but how do you know if it's legit? So I just purchased the policy. I just want to take control of that. Oh shoot, it's gone. All right, we're back. I just want to take control of that. So making sure that you have the control at all times is important. So that's the main thing with the insurance. All right, but those are good questions. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat. So we just went over how to scale using a few different methods. So you have the JVs, which doesn't require any credit or cash. All right. So a lot of people, they say in business you have to have cash or you have to have good credit. That's not true. All right, I broke down for you why you don't need credit or cash. Using joint venture, you just need hustle. You need creativity. You need problem solving skills. You need to present a solution that you already have, that you can already do to the right person. And then we also talked about credit. We talked about how to take your credit to the next level. We talked about how much you can actually get when it comes to credit. How easy it is for you to scale with credit. All right, so that's the most important thing, setting your credit up the right way. Credit will take you further. Credit will help you go far. If you want to go fast, you can go fast with cash. You can go fast with joint ventures. But credit will help you go far. If you want to get to 100 cars, make sure that you got that credit right. All right, so these are good questions. Drop more questions in the chat. Let me know how many cars you guys have. I'm kind of curious. How many cars are you at right now? How many cars are you at right now? I know for me, my operations have been going crazy, so we've been ramping up on the cars. But drop your questions in the chat. Let me know how many cars you're at right now. Um, this live is for the Q&A. So drop your questions in the chat. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the free strategy call. So if you're looking to get your credit right, if you're looking to get funding so that you can scale your car rental business, if you're looking to get some access to business funding, personal funding, we just went over that today. I'll drop the link in the comments. Go ahead and use that. It's a free strategy call. I help you. We do a credit profile review. We look at what's needed. You need credit repair. Boom. We can give you that solution. Whatever you need. If you need funding, if you have the right profile and you're like, hey, Alex, I'm ready to take this thing to 10 cars, to 20 cars, to 30 cars. Boom. We'll help you do that. It's a free call. It's 30 minutes. If you want to talk one-on-one about your car rental business, about how to use your car rental business, how to scale it, some of the problems you're having, boom, free call, 30 minutes. All right. So I opened up my calendar this week. So use that link. Go ahead and book that call. Let's see here. CJ said, what rental car software are you using? Do you have a separate CRM? Yeah. So I use Fleet Finesse as my rental software. I really just use Fleet Finesse just to manage the bookings, and manage the rentals, the bookings, and things like that. Rental agreements, and I use a separate CRM. I use Go High Level. I use Go High Level because I have more than one business, so I can put all the multiple businesses in one place on Go High Level, and kind of separate them. It makes it easy for me, and then have all my customer data in one place, and then I can track like pipelines. I have like real time numbers that I can use to help me make decisions, like where my customers are coming from. I can link all my forms into Go High Level, so everything that's on my website. I don't know if I've showed you all my website yet, but all the forms that are on my website, anything the customer fills out goes to Go High Level, and I'll share my screen. So anything the customer fills out goes to Go High Level, and then everything is in one place. So this is my website here. You can see here, I specialize. Like I try to specialize. So that's the thing, right? When somebody goes on my website, they should know exactly what my car rental business does. Obviously, this is like the landing page, and then the rideshare rentals. So if they click here to sign up, it takes them. Oh, this page is down, but it should take them to this page. And then this page, I kind of have this is like an offer, right? This is an offer. So the offer tells them, hey, we can help you make $1,500 to $2,000 per week, get you access to car insurance, protect your trips, affordable rentals, grow your income. I have like a Facebook community of rideshare drivers, and then they can sign up here. So they put the information here, and then they go through this entire form. Now we have like some luxury and exotic cars too, so we use that here. We kind of create like a luxury we call it the luxury experience, quote unquote. But I don't really focus on this. The money maker is really the economy cars, if I'm being 100% honest, because you really get these type of rentals like on special occasions, like 4th of July, birthdays, things like that. So they're here and there. You might get like two a month maybe, but with these ones, these are like all day, every day. So I really focus on this. Most of the cars are economy cars. So I'll show y'all some of the cars. So most of the cars are like straight economy cars, like only these two. The rest are literally economy cars, and then the Tesla. So yeah, that's the way I have it set up. So all my leads go here to this homepage, and then the homepage tells them what to do. So I hope that kind of helps answer your question. I know that was a long-winded answer, but yeah, you should definitely have a CRM, or at least at a very minimum car rental software. If you're just starting, a car rental software is more than enough. I didn't get a CRM until literally 2 months ago, and I've been doing this for like 3 years. And I only got a CRM because I got, I have multiple businesses now. Like there's more things, there's more moving parts for my business. I have employees. Now I got 2 employees now, so they need SOPs. They need to understand how things work. CRM makes it easy for them to know, okay, this customer is here in this part of the process. We need to get them here, and then things like that. So yeah, that's a good question. I'll probably stay on for a few more minutes. And I gotta bounce. So any more questions? Any more questions? We talked about cash, using cash to scale, using JVs to scale, and then using credit to scale. I dropped the link in the chat if if you need help. Strategy. It's a free strategy call, 30 minutes. Whether it's credit, whether it's car rentals, whether it's personal or business credit, whichever one you want to talk about, use that link. It's gonna have you fill out a form. So just fill out the form. You can book the call at the end of the form, and then it will put you on my calendar, and then we'll have a 30-minute call, free strategy call, and then we'll go from there. So I appreciate y'all for joining the live as always. Good questions today. Any other questions? Anything else? Got a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a day. But yeah, this has been fun. Creating the content has been fun. I'm not even a social media person, if I'm honest. This is like the first time my mentor is like, bro, just turn on the camera and start talking, and then that's exactly what I did. And I guess, yeah, it's kind of fun. I kind of do enjoy it. I enjoy helping out. Oh, just before I forget, we're gonna roll out once we hit 100 subscribers, and I think we're like 19, maybe less than that now away. Once we hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna roll out a Facebook group, like a free Facebook group, for you guys to jump in there. I'll answer questions. I'll also give a free call to the first 50 people that join the Facebook group. You get a free call to help you scale your car rental business. So we'll drop that once we hit 100 subs. We're like 19, 18 away, something like that. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. Good questions today. If there's no other questions, I'm gonna end the live. So I'll give it 30 more seconds. No other questions. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I appreciate y'all for joining as always. I really enjoy doing this. I do enjoy doing this. So if y'all finding value, just let me know. I'm very happy to help y'all out. I know what it feels like getting started. Like I was there. Trust me, I was there. It was a lonely road up until this point, but it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long, right? So it's all seasons. The lonely season doesn't take long because once there's progress, people will notice. I promise you. It doesn't take long because once there's progress, people will notice. And then people will talk to you differently. They'll look at you differently. They'll ask you a whole bunch of questions. So stick with it. My guy, Coach Tree on the tube says, appreciate the gems. Your vids drop. Absolutely, Coach. Absolutely. Yeah, so I appreciate that. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the love. Hit the like on the video. Once we hit 100 subs, I'll drop a free Facebook group. The first 50 people to join the Facebook group will get a free strategy call, 30 minutes. Very similar. I dropped the link. So if you guys want to use that now, I'll do the same for when the Facebook group opens up. Once we hit 100 subs, we're like 19 away. I'll drop the free 30-minute strategy call to help y'all scale, whether it's starting or scale, free 30 minutes. And then we'll go from there. So I appreciate y'all once again. That's it from me. And then I'm out.